This is for all you vote blue no matter who's, all you people who think you're anti-war, but you stuck it out. You stuck it out with the blues, thinking we're anti-war, falling for Bernie's BS, telling us we're taking on the military-industrial complex. I'm working closely with the squad. We're all about anti-war. Really? You're all about anti-war, huh? Huh, Bernie, AOC, the squad. You guys remember Cori Bush? She was on the squad until they got her out. I think AIPAC actually got rid of her. A little too vocal about Israel, which, give her that. But what the hell happened with Ukraine? How the hell did Bernie and the squad get Ukraine so wrong? On purpose? Or were they fooled? Were they that idiotic? We understand that regular Americans, and we get it. I don't mean to be so mad at you guys. It's a little more, as Caitlin Johnstone says, Ukraine's a little harder to understand than Palestine. A little harder. You can't see it. You're not seeing a genocide happen in real time. You're actually seeing Ukrainians getting slaughtered, and you think, oh, we need to give them more money because now we have 600,000 or more Ukrainians dead from our money. It's a little harder to see it. But if you're an elected official, if you're on the squad, you ran on anti-war, you took money for anti-war, you took votes for anti-war, like Cori Bush, you better have a good explanation of why you participated and fueled this upward transfer of wealth of billions of dollars that went to warmongers' pockets. The whole time, did you know it was bullshit? Did you know it was a proxy war? Well, Michael Tracey had a chance to catch up with former Congressman Cori Bush at none other than a peace conference of all things. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. Let's watch a little of this and the genius work of Michael Tracey. Check it out.
Your speech earlier at this event that we're at, the Peace Ball, we want to basically advocating for a general movement of peace. I'm wondering how you relate that to the issue of Ukraine, because it seems like the Democrats in Congress were almost virtually united, actually 100% united in funding Ukraine, which, whether you like it or not, that does involve sending a giant amount of munitions and weapons and armaments into a hugely destructive war where you have hundreds of thousands of casualties, Russians and Ukrainians piling up in the battlefield. And the only criticism was coming from a section of Republicans. So is there any contradiction, do you think, in terms of you calling for peace or Democrats calling for peace and not being willing to at all reevaluate the policy on Ukraine, which has really been extremely catastrophic? It's some of the most brutal warfare since World War I, like 100 years ago. And Democrats, from my perspective, just to be honest with you, have been very missing in action in kind of critically evaluating that policy and just going along with it, whatever the Biden-Harris administration wanted in terms of weapons. Really, what about diplomacy? What about some other option?
Before she speaks, just watch her thinking. She's like, okay, I'm in this conversation. I can't walk away. He's being very thoughtful in his questioning. Look at her trying to figure out how to answer this question. She's kind of stuck in. And kudos to Michael Tracey for setting this up so brilliantly. And she's all in. She's got to respond. Let's see what happens.
Rather than just dumping endless weapons into Ukraine, is that fair? Do you think?
I think the other part of that, though, is the threat of U.S. troops by the masses moving to the ground was a very real thing. At least that's how it was presented. It had been presented to us.
Did she just say the threat? Oh, was this a threat by Putin or a threat by Biden? She might be making a little word salad dish, service for two or one, whatever, making it for herself. Self-serve word salad on its way, being prepared right now. Okay, let's see what comes next.
Congress, and for me,
presented by who?
Presented by the administration. That that would be a very real thing. So did we want to keep U.S. troops from having to go?
Wait. I'm sorry. Did she just say the presenting the threat of U.S. troops going was presented by the administration. Therefore, in other words, the Biden administration threatened that U.S. troops would have to be deployed to Ukraine if we didn't send billions of dollars there, so Ukraine could have its own people die instead of us, which is by definition is a proxy war, which we told Bernie, we told the squad, we told you mother effers what you were doing. You said, no, but you're telling us you were threatened by this, by Biden. Holy crap, how are you going to get out of this one?
To Ukraine, so that was the thing that people were weighing.
So the White House presented, just to clarify, the Biden White House presented the issue to you as if you don't supply the weapons that they say are required, that could involve, that might mean that U.S. troops would have to go into the combat?
If we don't, not saying that if we don't supply the weapons, it was if you all don't support these bills, then that could be the outcome.
It is what you're saying. It's exactly what you're saying. Take some of that water, Michael. You're gonna need it. You're going. This is great. Good. I love this. Great job, Michael Tracey.
And so for many, and I can't speak for everyone, but the question when I look at my own district, and I think about those who often are the ones who end up with the least amount of help, the least amount of services, often don't have what they need when they return back. I wanted to support my community in that. So that's what that was about, making sure that we weren't sending the black and brown bodies to go and do this bidding, and then using the money and the resources to go and do that. I can't speak for everyone, but I know that was what some people were thinking. And so I can't speak for everyone. I didn't have those conversations, but that was just a very real thing. So
I want to clarify one thing on that. Sorry, I forgot to put my microphone in my face.
You got it.
Your thinking at the time, when these appropriations bills came forward in terms of arms for Ukraine, was that by approving arms for Ukraine, you were lessening the likelihood that, as you put it, black and brown, soldiers or people that had joined the military would end up getting deployed to Ukraine? So that's how the administration framed it. Because I assume that, through no fault of your own, you're not somebody who spent a whole lot of time probably focused on the issue of Ukraine over the course of your career. You have other interests mostly, right? And so they presented it to you, or your interpretation was that by providing those munitions, you were basically saving, or no. Okay, so
no. It wasn't providing munitions. It was supporting these bills,
which provide munitions. You idiot! What are you saying? You keep saying no, and then you keep saying the thing he just clarified that you're saying. This is really bad. This is really bad, Cori Bush. If you weren't a former rep at this point, you certainly would be after this interview. But you're already a former congressman. So why are you defending this? Why don't you just admit it? Oh my God. Well, you are admitting it. She is admitting it. But saying, no, I'm not really saying it. No, but you are.
These bills to hold off Russia, supporting these bills, was there funding for
munitions?
It was for what the funding was for. This was a way to stop us from sending U.S. troops who, for me, what I was already dealing with in my district were mostly black and brown and marginalized folks that we were trying to help. It was to stop that from being the next occurrence. That's what that was for.
But those bills provided munitions.
But with the comment, I've given you a lot of time, and so and for you to turn this into a Ukraine thing was not, So I.
Oh, he turned it into a Ukraine thing. He did. I thought you guys were excited about Ukraine. I thought you championed it. You should be proud if someone brings up your record, Cori Bush. What when you turn it into a Ukraine thing? I would love somebody to be interviewing me and turn whatever topic that I'm proud of that I did, maybe a project I did here in LA or a movie, and you're gonna turn it into a thing that I championed. You turn it into that? I would love you to turn it into something that I'm proud of. Aren't you proud, Cori Bush? Aren't you proud of tricking the American people and tricking the anti-war movement and the Bernies and the AOCs and all the people that gave money to this to say we're going to be against the military industrial complex, we're going to be against the war machine. You tricked them into supporting billions of dollars that went into weapons, which ended up the Ukrainians ended up dying anyways. There was no way to beat Putin. We said this from the beginning. There was no way you're going to win this war. We said it from the whole way. We said it the whole way. Let's see how this thing ends.
I'm trying to answer your question.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be respectful, honestly.
Yeah.
I just thought that Ukraine was relevant, given that we're at the peace ball, and that's another conflict going on. You don't think so?
You're at a peace ball. Of course, it's relevant. Of course, it's relevant. You're literally at a peace ball.
No. Absolutely. What I'm saying is that you keep like. Asking question after question after question. I only answered 2 questions with everybody else. I gave you 6.
Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah.
So
All right. Well, I appreciate either way. I didn't mean to be rude at all.
No, you weren't being rude. You took the opportunity to just.
I did.
You took the opportunity to make me look like a complete idiot. And as Jokers for You says, she didn't realize Cori Bush was a stand-up comedian. It's making her look like a stand-up comedian at best, but more of an idiot. I'd say just more of a complete idiot and a sucker who fell for something she's now embarrassed by. So she's going to make the interviewer feel, Michael Tracey, it's his fault. He was only supposed to get 2. Everyone else got 2 questions. Michael Tracey got 6 questions. Oh, wow. Why would you take advantage of that like that, Michael Tracey? Why don't you ask her about what life was like not in Congress anymore? And what are you even doing at this peace ball? Are you allowed to go to a peace ball now that you're not actively sending money to war and weapons and murdering people and occupying and genocides and all that stuff? The Democratic Party is no longer the party of anti-war. No longer. There was a time it was, at least a momentary time, when we were younger, 25 years ago, fighting against Bush and Cheney, the Halliburton, the illegal invasion of Iraq, Afghanistan, illegal torture programs, the Patriot Act, all those things. We fought against that as lefties, anti-war lefties. And now the right has kind of done a little better. But the reality is, guys, there is no anti-war party. There is no pro-worker party. There's no party that are for these values anymore. Trump might do a few things for us, but at the end of the day, it's not like the Republicans have donned the cape and the helmet of we are anti-war. They're cheering on Israel still. You got the Israel flag up right behind Trump for that inauguration yesterday. So it's not like they're doing much better, but at least a lot of them could see that Ukraine was bullshit. They could see it, and it was. And Cori Bush knows it was too.